Well, hello there, sand test fans. How about we take my Taconi products, that is on the left this Riccar and on the right this Simplicity, and do a 2-cycle or 2-pass sand in the carpet test, and we'll see what these two machines can do with a small number of passes rather than the 10 pass or 10 cycles that I've done in the past. Now, if you go back and look, and it would be a few years ago, but I should have playlists for these two machines. I saw that I got a clean result of 77% for this 8850, and for this Symmetry, I got a clean result of like 75%. But that literally is over 10 cycles. So how about we divide that by 5 and see just how much it can pick up. So I've got the 5 grams of sand already measured out, and this is the bag that I use for the Riccar. It's one of these EnviroCare bags. Actually, this one might not necessarily be the EnviroCare. It's this one's the EnviroCare. Okay, but there you go. So let's see what we have for initial weights. This thing is so sensitive, it's sensitive to static electricity. Okay, so for the Riccar, we're going to start out at, make sure I have a good reading here, 45 point something, 45.16, so 45.16, and for the Simplicity, we're going to start out with 41 point something. All right. 41.31. Okay. Have the initial weights. So let me go and get set up. And I'm going to do these tests kind of at the same time, but obviously I'm going to separate the machines so we don't have sand contamination. Almost ready to go. I just want to kind of make one general note, and you'll know who I'm actually talking to at this point. So when you go and do a test like this, and you're trying to get very high precision results with an extremely low amount of dirt, you absolutely have to make sure that your carpet is as clean as it can possibly be. So there can't be something like, 1 gram of something running around, your test area. It's got to be literally almost zero. So I appreciate, maybe I should say, while I appreciate other people doing their best, and I see that they really are doing their best to repeat these tests, and I encourage people to go ahead and try these tests and repeat as many of my tests as possible. But you've got to make absolutely sure, since I'm using very, very small amounts of dirt, that your carpet is insanely, measurably, provably, wickedly clean before you even attempt tests like this. Here we go. Carpet switch is on. That always helps. The Simplicity first. right, so you can, did you see the sand actually come up? I did, and I can still see that there's some of it still there, or at least the remnant stain is still there. Let's see what the higher CFM Riccar does. Right. I think that ought to be good enough. So first up, this is the Riccar bag. Really sensitive scale. Super duper sensitive scale. All right, definitely had some pickup. I don't know how well you can actually see that. Let me try it this way. All right, not bad. Not bad at all. So let's see, 47.5. Okay, so for the 8850, we have 47.5 minus 45.16. That's 2.34 out of 5 grams, or about 47%. So I'll move the decimal point here just to make it look a little nicer. So we did about 47%. Hey, that's not bad. Remember, this is a pretty old design machine, but it has a fairly aggressive brush roll. So I wonder, will the much newer symmetry be just about the same? A little smaller bag. Okay, we ended up with 42.72. So if I take 42.72 and I subtract 41.31, oh, we have a much worse result. So 1.41 out of 5, and that's only 28%. Let me move that. 28%. Wow. So here, I'll put it over here. So this is for the simplicity, 28%. That's a lot less than kind of what I was expecting. But you know what that means? And this is what we're finding out with these tests that are pretty much just 2 cycles. You can have 2 machines have about the same score when you go over something, 10 full cycles, and then when you do far fewer cycles, like say just 2, that these now have significant differences. Amazing. Now this one does have a lot more airflow than that one. This one has a plastic rug plate, no seals. This one has a metal rug plate and it's got a seal. So a lot higher CFM with this guy, but I'm wondering if maybe just the I don't know, the conditions of the bristles or something like that are maybe a bit different. They seem fairly the same to me, but these systems do work differently. So an older machine versus a much newer design, and guess what? If you just go over your carpet just a few times, this one picks up quite a bit more sand. But if you go over the carpet a lot of times, say, 10 full cycles, then these two machines are exactly the same. But since people don't normally do that, this machine's going to win with fewer passes. All right, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more. I would be remiss, especially if you're new to my channel, if I didn't mention the two drivability differences between these machines. So this machine has a lot more CFM, and when you're actually using it on the carpet, its power nozzle really sucks down to the pile, and it does require medium effort to push. This, you definitely notice that you're pushing it on medium pile carpet. This machine here drives completely differently. This machine, even though as heavy as it is, being a 12 amp full-size upright, this machine just glides right across the top of the carpet. It almost, but not quite, pulls itself along. And this is a full-size machine. So this machine literally is super easy to push on the carpet. There's just almost no forward effort at all. This one is much harder to push. If you were to go and use these machines back to back, probably you'd sell a lot more of these, especially to older people, because this machine is a dream to push. This one requires some real effort.